Well, today I want to talk about a very common process as people get older, although it's not necessarily directly related to aging, is called peripheral neuropathy. It's one of the more common ones that people are all familiar with, and they might go to a chiropractor for sciatica, where you have a degenerative disc disease in the disc in between the lumbar vertebrae. The vertebrae get closer together. They smash the roots of the sciatic nerve, and you get pain, numbness, tingling, burning down in your legs and feet. Related to that, because that is a compression of the sensory roots of the sciatic nerves, so you're feeling sensations. Again, tingling, numbness, burning, pain. The motor roots of the sciatic nerves, when you lay down, you're going to get what's called restless leg syndrome. You get creepy crawlies in your legs kind of jerk around, leg cramps. That is all caused by a squeezing of the motor roots of the sciatic nerve. That's a peripheral neuropathy. And a lot of people get bladder problems, and they have degenerative disc disease in the lumbar area. They'll have bladder problems. They'll have hyperactive bladder. They'll have incontinence and want to dribble urine, not being able to even know what's going on before it happens, or they just feel like they have to go all the time, urgency. They really don't have to go. I just went 5 minutes ago. Why am I going now? Well, I said, well, woman, it's certainly not a prostate problem. It could be diabetes, but most of the time you're talking about a degenerative disc disease in the lumbar area. The vertebrae are squeezing the roots of the nerves to control the bladder. And then there's people who have ringing in the ears. This is a peripheral neuropathy. That's a squeezing of the auditory branch of the eighth cranial nerve when you have osteoporosis of the skull. And then there's gradual deafness associated with that. And then, of course, there was what was historically called Meniere's disease, where you get dizziness or ataxia, and like you're seasick, wandering around like a drunk sailor. And a lot of people get nausea, which kind of like motion sickness, and it's a squeezing of the vestibular branch of the eighth cranial nerve. And it used to be called Meniere's disease, but it's now called Wallach's vertigo, been named after me. Finally, I got one named after me, Wallach's vertigo. And then there's some that are very common up in the head. There's 12 pairs of cranial nerves. If any one of them gets squeezed, just like the eighth cranial nerves, the seventh cranial nerve being squeezed, you get Bell's palsy, and the face droops. People think you had a stroke. And then if the fifth cranial nerve, the trigeminal nerve, gets squeezed, you get trigeminal neuralgia, which is very, very painful. And the one that's I'm hearing more and more and more of is AFib, atrial fibrillation. When you have atrial fibrillation, this is a palpitation of the heart. Sometimes you have a very rapid heart rate. Sometimes you have very slow heart rate, which is called bradycardia. Very rapid heart rate is called tachycardia. And this can occur when you lay down. This can occur when you bend over to pick something up or stand on your toes to reach and get something off the top of a shelf, or even just a minor change in posture to even go upstairs will set off atrial fibrillation. Well, doctors will run up $500,000 in heart procedures. They'll install pacemakers and defibrillators. Of course, that's not going to work because of the back problem. And then they throw in what's called ablation, where they throw an electrical burning of your heart muscle. They're trying to find a part of the heart muscle that's running amok, and they want to kill that part. Well, I wouldn't let them do that. And then they do what's called a retroversion, where they electrocute you to death, hoping to reboot the heart muscles and reboot the heart nerve system. And, of course, that's not going to work because it's not a heart problem. And then when all that fails, which it does always, they put you on the heart transplant list. And they will run up $500,000 worth of heart procedures when, in fact, when you have AFib, atrial fibrillation, tachycardia, bradycardia, this is all caused by degenerative disc disease of the disc in between T1, 2, 3, and 4, the first four thoracic vertebrae, T1, 2, 3, and 4. The three discs in between those four vertebrae, when you get degenerative disc disease there, those first four vertebrae in the back, T1, 2, 3, and 4, get closer together to begin to squeeze the roots of those spinal nerves, and you get tachycardia, rapid heart rate, bradycardia, slow heart rate, and AFib. Had dinner last night with a guy who has AFib. And what do you do about it? Well, what you want to do, of course, you take, and for all of these neuropathies, you want to take the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, 1 per 100 pounds of body weight. It has all the raw materials to support and promote maintenance, repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, bone itself. And get a hold of that trilogy of books because there are certain things you can do to apply topically to your back to actually relieve the inflammation around the roots of these spinal nerves and get temporary relief. The trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy. And, of course, the Let's Play Herbal Doctor, there's all kinds of herbal things you can put on your back to reduce discomfort and pain. We actually have what we call trauma oil, which is a blend of like peppermint oil and cinnamon and things like that that have natural salicylates, which are like aspirin in it. You apply that. And we have CM cream, which is a blend of extracts of omega-3 essential fatty acids, the analgesic or the pain-relieving piece of that. I like to use that, and especially put it down in people's ears when they have ringing in the ears or they have gradual deafness, those kinds of things, ataxia. It's amazing. In just moments, you get relief. Just relief. You still have to rebuild the bones and the disc. The Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, 1 per 100 pounds of body weight. Well, hang on. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I got one here that I got from CNN that's headlined, "It's Not You, Doctors Are Just Rude." And it's a new study out from Johns Hopkins University. They say young doctors in their first year out of med school are unlikely to take the time to introduce themselves to hospitalized patients or to sit and have an eye-to-eye conversation with patients. Research shows that how a doctor treats patients at their bedside can improve a patient's recovery and lead to a greater patient satisfaction. So in this study, they monitored 29 internal medicine interns who were in their first year of medical school at Johns Hopkins Hospital at the University of Maryland Medical Center. The observers recorded whether the interns used 5 valued communication skills, like introducing themselves, explaining their role in the patient, their role to the patient, that is, touching the patient, asking open-ended questions like, "How are you feeling today?" and sitting down with the patient for a conversation. They said, for instance, they touched their patients 65% of the time, though that was usually in the process of actually giving a physical exam. And they asked open-ended questions 75% of the time, but they only introduced themselves 40% of the time and explained their medical role 37% of the time. They sat down with their patients just 9% of the time. In total, interns only performed all 5 behaviors in just 4% of their visits. You recall my father was dying of lung cancer a year or so ago, and I witnessed a lot of this myself personally, being in the hospital, and how many of these technicians, it wasn't just the doctors, it was the technicians and the nurses, and my dad was kind of a cranky patient, which probably helped him live longer, because the first time one of these people would walk in the room, he'd look at me and go, "Now, who are you and what do you want?" And I thought that was great because it kind of put them back on their heels a little bit, which I think they sometimes need to be reeled in a little bit.
Yeah, exactly right. And, I was in private practice for 12 years, and I spent most of my time with the patients, sitting there just talking with them, because that's how I found out how I could help them. Most doctors, the reason why they're rude is they're trying to cram in as many patients as they can in a day, because if they spend a lot of time with one patient, they're not going to see too many patients, their income goes down. So they just look at the records before they come in there. They made a decision based on the blood work and the urine work and x-rays and so forth, and they come in with a preconceived thought. They tell the patient, "Well, here's what we're going to do," and walk out. Well, I used to spend my 5 or 10 minutes with the patient, talking to them, finding out exactly what was going on with them, and then I was much more successful in pinpointing the problem by talking with the patient, getting their feedback, than I was just looking at blood work and urine work. So that study definitely reflects a difference between somebody who's going to be a very good, well-liked practitioner compared to somebody who might be good technologically. They may be good from a standpoint of skill, but then their people skills suck, and as a result, they just can't build or maintain a practice, and they tend to get meaner as time goes on. And they usually have all the nurses do all that kind of stuff, and they just come in, do the procedure, and go out, which gives them more time for more patients. You see this a lot with busy chiropractors. They'll have somebody set up 10, 12 patients in different rooms all ready to go. And the chiropractor looks at the records. They come in, they crack their back, and walk on to the next one. They don't even talk to them. And so these sorts of things can be a real negative. So I appreciate you bringing that one up, Doug. It's another reason to get that trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, and be your own doctor. Guess what? You love yourself more than any doctor will love you. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity and 90 for Life Crusade. We do have lines open. Give us a call toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. That's toll-free, 1-888-379-2552. And if you want to live to be well beyond 100 chronologically, say 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, being biologically 30, 40, 50, contact your Youngevity associate and ask for the book Immortality, the CDs From Here to Immortality and What Kills Billionaires. You'll be amazed what you can do in your own home to add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life. Why is it the top 20 longevity cultures, or third world cultures, are illiterate? They do not have doctors. They do not have private or government insurance. They do not have clinics and hospitals. Yet they have 40 times 100-year-olds we do. They have 100-year-old per 250 of the population. We have 100-year-old per 10,000. What are their secrets? Well, ask your Youngevity associate for Immortality. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Cleveland, Ohio. And Chaz, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Chad. You're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, where are you from?
Cleveland, Ohio. Can you hear me okay?
I'm sorry. No, I can't hear you. I'm getting rifled here. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, okay. Now, how can I help you, Chad?
Yeah, I spoke with you about 2 weeks ago. I called in. I'm the individual with cerebral palsy. I called in looking for actually a holistic surgeon. You had told me, and I had told you, what I had done so far about nutrition, and the whole 9 yards.
Yes,
basically,
actually, I'm going to meet with such a guy on the 8th of next month, and I was planning on bringing your concerns up to him and see if there's anything to be done. So I haven't forgotten you, but I finally found the guy who he's an orthopedic surgeon who just might be able to help you out here.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, then I'll just wait to hear from you then.
Yeah, and so it'd be good if you call me after the 10th.
Okay, that sounds good.
You call me after the 10th, and I'll have the answer for you.
Okay.
So I'm going to be sitting down with him in his office, and I'll lay out. And this is you have hip problems, which is causing your feet to turn out. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. I remember the case very well, and we're going to take good care of you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Mr.
Hey, you bet, buddy. Bye-bye. All right. Let's see here. Doug, do we have time to start another one?
Yeah, we sure do. Let's head to Georgia. And Everett, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Everett, you're on the air.
Hey, Dr. Wallach.
Yeah.
I have an 84-year-old father. He's been taking the BTT for a while, and he has COPD, congestive heart failure symptoms. And I don't know what you can tell me because I'm in between the rock and a hard place with the ECGs and things like that. So, but the big problem I have is his weight. With the weight fluctuates up and down. They say it's water retention and all that kind of stuff.
How much does he weigh?
He fluctuates between 197 and 204.
Okay, and did he have any other issues I need to know about? Things like
He's been
diabetes. Okay, high blood pressure.
No, he don't have any diabetes issues. No, he might have some of the symptoms occasionally, but his diet, he does pretty good with that.
Okay.
Mainly his heart, and lungs.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, what's wrong with his heart?
Well, he has, congestive heart failure, and they say that's
congestive heart failure. Okay, very, very good. Hang on, we'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Georgia and Everett. Okay, so we have COPD, congestive heart failure, and high blood pressure. They oftentimes go along together. I'm assuming this guy was a smoker or work around chemicals or something like that in his earlier years. Is that correct?
Yes, he quit smoking about 17 years ago. He smoked for like 40 years. Started out when he was 17 in the military.
Sure.
We went to Korea.
Yeah, they all did during those days. Okay. Any rate, what I would do for a guy like him is get him 2 healthy heart and brain packs per month. It's 1 per 100 pounds of body weight. So 2 healthy heart and brain packs. That'll allow him to have 3 of our selenium twice a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. Great antioxidant power. Great for the heart muscle itself. And then I'd have him take 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 3 of the EFAs at breakfast and dinner. All that will be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Heart and Brain Packs per month. Then specifically for congestive heart failure, I'd also give him the de-stress capsules. I'd have him take 3 of those 3 times a day, 3 bottles a month. Congestive heart failure usually is either directly or indirectly related to a deficiency of a single vitamin. If there's enough resistance in the lungs, there could be a certain amount of that due to the COPD in the presence of a deficiency of that one vitamin. And so you're going to get what he needs in the 3 times a day of the de-stress capsules, capital D like David dash stress. And then the high blood pressure, I'd have him take the Ultimate Daily tablets, 3 twice a day. That's 1 bottle a month, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner. And they're designed to support and promote healthy blood pressure. They're designed to help support healthy blood flow through obstructive arteries, which is sometimes a complication and a partial cause of COPD. And then we have a wonderful oxygen supplement. It's a liquid oxygen supplement. It's stabilized oxygen, we call it, in a organic aloe vera juice. Tastes very good, called Oxy Body. And he could have 3 ounces a day. He can take it an hour before meals or an hour after meals, not during meals. So the 3 quarts a month be required to do this. Then call us every couple of weeks. Let us know how your dad's doing. Because the congestive heart failure and the high blood pressure would be the easiest things to resolve in a reasonable amount of time. The COPD, it just depends on how much actual mechanical, physical damage there is. And so we'll see. But we'll get some benefit there, whether it's 25% or 50%, don't know. But we can certainly get some benefit there. But the congestive heart failure and high blood pressure will be the 2 that respond much more quickly. Okay, Doug, we got time for anything else?
Yeah, let's head to Alabama. And Anthony, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Okay, Anthony, you're on the air.
Hey, Doc, how you doing?
Okay, sir. How can we help you?
Missed you in Atlanta a couple weeks ago with Mr. Ollis.
Okay.
Blind. And today I got my dad on, and I told him he's having, well, let me run down what he's got. High blood pressure, I called you about before. First stage is diabetes, Parkinson's in his right arm, his shoulder he can't lift up.
Okay, now I have to run to one of those message moments here, so hang on. We'll kind of review this, and we'll get started after these messages. Okay, let's see here, Doug. Let's go right back to Alabama and Anthony. Okay, your dad has high blood pressure, diabetes. Let's see here. I have shoulder problems, and what else?
Parkinson's, and he can't drive at night now, and they put him on some, I think, stronger medication. He's having nightmares and seeing things that's not there, and he's talking about blood clots now in the system. And I told him he's got to stay off that oil, no oil, period.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna give him the phone.
Yeah. Okay. What does he weigh?
Hello?
Yes, sir. How much do you weigh?
I weigh about 187.
I'm sorry. Say again. 287 or 187?
187.
187. Okay. Very good. That's better. All right. Let's see. I want to give you something for your high blood pressure. I know you got diabetes, Parkinson's disease. You're showing symptoms in one arm. You have a shoulder problem. You're night blind. You have a history of blood clots. So let me have Anthony back, unless you're familiar with the names of all these products, because I'm going to rattle stuff off here, and I want him to write it down for you, okay? Anthony, you there?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Doc.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, I got the gist of it here. So he needs, basically, he's going to need, because he has Parkinson's disease and high blood pressure, I would give him the 2 Healthy Heart and Brain Packs per month. I get an extra bottle of selenium so he could have 3 selenium 3 times a day. I want him to have the Ultimate Daily tablets 3 times a day. That's 2 bottles a month. That's to support and promote healthy blood pressure, also to support more vitamin A so he can get his night vision better. And then I want him also, for his shoulder problems, I want him to get 2 large bottles of glucogel, 2 of the 240-count bottles of glucogel, so get 15 of those a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner, and they're designed to support and promote healthy maintenance, repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, and bone itself. For the type 2 diabetes, I want him to have 3 of our sweeties twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. Make sure that he takes his fasting blood sugar in the morning before he medicates himself, and do as doctor told him. His blood sugar drops, which it will. He can get less medication. And when he gets down below 100 on his blood sugar for 3 or 4 or 5 days in a row without medication, he's an ex-diabetic and doesn't need medication anymore as long as he stays in the program. For the Parkinson's disease, I would add the Smart FX. I'd add the Smart FX three times a day. That's 3 bottles a month. That's going to give him the raw materials, the DHAs and EPAs, the raw materials for the brain to make neurotransmitters from everything from motor functions to memory and cognition. Sometimes even Parkinson's disease, you get a little dementia. Let's see here. The blood clots in the 2 healthy heart and brain packs, there is the EFAs and the EFA pluses, so you have 3 of those twice a day of each, the EFAs and the EFA pluses. And if he has existing blood clots, I'd have him take the nightly essence. He could take 3 or 4 of those twice a day. That'll be 2 bottles a month. And the nightly essence has what we call nattokinase. It's an enzyme that's legendary for dissolving blood clots, deep vein thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, coronary thrombosis, and blood clots in the central nervous system. Give me a call every couple of weeks if you would, Anthony, and let us know how your dad's doing. I want to know his blood pressure, his weight, pulse. I want to know his diabetes numbers and so on. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Santa Cruz, California, and Mary Ann. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Mary Ann, you're on the air.
Thank you, doctor. I have a cataract, and I was wondering if the growth can be slowed by something, some medicines.
Sure. Okay, well, how far along is this cataract?
Well, it's not really that bad yet. I can see. All I see is just like a little, I can see colors and everything.
Okay.
I just can't see real far things.
Okay. Did a doctor look in your eye and say you had a cataract?
Yes.
And what did he say? How did he describe it? Something very, very early?
Oh, they never tell you anything. They just want you to go get an operation.
Well, go find then. Okay. Well, a cataract is free radical damage to the proteins inside the lens of the eye. In the earliest stages, Marianne, you can actually reverse it. You have to stop the things that are causing the problem. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. That would also, how much do you weigh, Marianne?
About 150.
150, okay, Shar?
And I'm 5'6".
Okay. Shar?
Yes.
How many healthy heart and brain packs would you give her at 150 pounds?
2.
Very good. Perfect. And what else would you do for the free radical damage in her cataracts in her eyes?
Selenium.
Okay. Yep. Well, that'll give her, the 2 healthy heart and brain packs will give her 3 selenium twice a day. If she has a cataract, I'd go ahead, you're right, I'd give her, get her another bottle just of the selenium by itself. She could have 3 times a day. And I would also want to get her ORIC points above the 100,000 mark. How would you do that?
The triple treat chocolate.
Well, that'd be the most fun one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and then of course Cell Shield RTQ.
Good. 5 twice a day on the Cell Shield RTQ. Very good, Char. Yeah, if I ever need a doctor, you'll be my doctor, okay? Okay. Okay, well, thank you, Marion. Give us a call every couple of weeks. Let us know how that cataract's doing, because in the earliest stages, they are reversible. Once they reach a certain point, you can't reverse them, but you can prevent them from progressing. If they get too far along, you can't even stop them from progressing. And so the quicker you jump on this, the quicker you're going to get the desired result. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Tennessee. And Ilea, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Ilea, you're on the air.
Hi, Doctor. Thanks for taking my call. I wondered if you could help me with a number of conditions I have that seem to me to be related, based on your DVD about the dead doctors, to mineral deficiency, but maybe other things as well. I have low thyroid, first of all, and I am taking Nature's Thyroid for that. I have high blood pressure and atrial fibrillation with incidence of rapid heart rate. I'm taking metoprolol, 50 milligrams a day for that. And I have osteoarthritis.
Okay, well, when we come back, we'll ask you a few more questions, and then we'll throw you a program. So get your pen and paper ready, Ilea. We'll be back after these messages. back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Young Jimmy and 90 for Life Crusade. And let's see here, Doug, let's go right back to Tennessee and Ilea. Ilea, what do you weigh?
I'm not exactly sure, doctor, but I think high 200s. I'm 5'11".
Okay, so maybe 250, 260, 270?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So, Shar?
Yes?
Okay. I think you know most of these. Where would you start with her?
Well, she needs the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, and she probably needs 3, at least 2 a month, maybe 3. And for the thyroid, she needs Ocean's Gold. And if she doesn't have any kind of kidney problem, the high blood pressure will get taken care of with the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack.
Okay, well, that's very good. So what I would do is I'd give her 2 healthy heart and brain packs and 1 healthy bone and joint pack.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, so then that, if budget's a problem, then I would go with 1 healthy heart and brain pack and 1 healthy bone and joint pack. But ideally, for your weight, to get maximum progress in the shortest period of time, you'd want 2 healthy heart and brain packs and 1 healthy bone and joint pack per month. Take a full dose of everything 3 times a day. The high blood pressure, as Charlotte said, I would throw in the Ultimate Daily tablets. 9 of those a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That would be 2 bottles a month. And for the AFib, I would go ahead and get an extra bottle of the 240-count glucogel, so you could take 15 a day, 5 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the thyroid, as Shar said, I would also have you take the Ocean's Gold. I'd have you take 9 of those a day, 3 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That would be 3 bottles a month. And the cheapest way to start losing weight here, seriously, would be with the Sweeties. And I would throw in 9 Sweeties a day. That's 3 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's 3 bottles a month. And if you want to, you could throw in 2 bottles a month of the ASAP. I would have you take 1 dropper full under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal, and 1 dropper full under your tongue 15 minutes before each meal, and you'll lose a half pound to 2 pounds a day. I've had people lose 140 pounds in 100 days with this program, who's in your situation here. But make sure that you're gluten-free, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. When people have this many major problems, invariably you're going to see an underlying gluten intolerance. So absolutely no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, no fried foods, no processed meats, no nitrates and nitrites, no oils, no margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressings, and cooking oils. I'd also give up cruciferous vegetables because of your thyroid problem. I'd give up cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and kale. And again, I think for the AFib, the 15 glucogel a day that you're going to use for your osteoarthritis will also work for the AFib. Invariably, there's nothing wrong with your heart, but it is a degenerative disc disease. The vertebrae get closer together and pinch the roots of the spinal nerves coming out from between the vertebrae of T1, 2, 3, and 4. And it's one of those things where the average person, once you realize this and you know the anatomy just a little bit, you know that those spinal nerves control the rate and rhythm of the heart. When they get squeezed, they don't like it. And you get rapid heart rate called tachycardia. You get a slow heart rate called bradycardia. You get heart palpitations, all kinds of really weird stuff. And because you're on medication, I can't give you herbs for that, but this should start you on the path. And I want you to call us every 2 weeks, if you would, please, Ilea. And I want to know your weight. I want to know your blood pressure. I want to know how your energy is. I want to know how many incidents or episodes of AFib you've had. Let me know about your joints. Are they noisy? Are they painful? Are they swollen? And kind of give us a running progress or lack of progress report. If you have lack of progress, we need to really crank down on that gluten. Wouldn't hurt you to listen to that CD called Serial Killers. Has all the hidden areas you find gluten. It's easy to give up bread and pizza crust, but it's the hidden place where you're going to get gluten, like tomato soup, chicken noodle soup, chicken rice soup, chicken vegetable soup, gravies, meatloaf, meatballs, all the kind of chocolate milk, ice cream, yogurt. It's in everything. It's everywhere. Okay, well, thank you, Shar, super, and Doug and Billy, superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs, and God bless America.